Okay, it's been a while since we've had a video, but let's get right back into this. This is going to be lesson 4.3 in the same packet that we left off on before we went on Christmas break. We're going to start with multiplying polynomials. Multiplying is really just distributing. And we talked about that when we distributed. We said distributing was really just multiplying. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Take whatever term is on the outside. Enlarge this one a little bit. Take whatever term is on the outside and distribute that in. So that is x times 5x. That's 5x squared. And that's x times a positive x squared. So that's a positive x to the third. So just multiplying each term. So let's look at this one. You have to multiply even the negative sign, and you multiply everything that is right before the parentheses. So we take it times every single term inside. So that's negative 2g times g squared. So negative 2g to the third. That's negative 2g times negative 2g. So that's a positive 4g squared. Notice the sign that you get depends on what happens when you multiply. It does not matter what the sign is on the original problem. And then you have negative 2g times 2, or negative 4g. All right, we're going to leave that next problem. Let's jump down here. I'm going to do this one. So in this situation, we have to first distribute what is in front of this parentheses. Then we're going to have to distribute what's in front of this parentheses. And it always goes to the parentheses after, because that's where there is no sign. So right here, there's no sign. If there were a sign, that would make it different. Okay, so let's go back to the blue one. 6a times 2a, so 6 times 2 is 12, a times a is a squared. And then we have 6a times a negative b, so a negative 6ab. Then we have 2, is that a c? 2a. So we have 2a, positive 2a, times a negative 4. So positive 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. A times a is a squared. Then we have positive 2 times positive 5, so that's a positive 10. A times b is ab. Now we have to start looking at like terms. We have a 12a squared minus an 8a squared. So that's going to be 4a squared. Then we have a negative 6ab plus 10ab. That's going to be a positive 4ab. So we had to distribute, and we had to add our like terms. Let's look at another one of those. Actually, we'll come back to those in class. All right, polynomials. So notice I want to go back out so you can see. This is a polynomial times a polynomial. It's still the distributive property. You still take the first term, distribute it to both terms. Then you have to take the second term, and you have to distribute it to both terms in the second polynomial. So we go back to the first one. We have x times x, which is x squared. We have x times negative 4, which is negative 4x. Then moving to the second term, we have 3 times x, which is a positive 3x. We have 3 times negative 4, which is a negative 12. Then you look for like terms. In this case, our like terms are in the middle. So we end up with x squared. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1x minus 12. Okay, I'm going to work the one right underneath that. So we're going to start with this one. We're going to take the 3 times both, the 3x times both. So 3x times 4x is 12x squared. 3x times 3 is 9x. Then we'll go to the second one. Negative 1 times 4x, or positive 1 times 4x, is positive 4x. And positive 1 times 3 is positive 3. Find your like terms. Negative 9x plus 4x. So we have 12x squared. Negative 9 plus 4 is 13. Those were x's. Plus 3. Okay, sometimes the polynomial isn't a binomial. It doesn't just have 2 in it, and that's okay. It still works exactly the same. You're still going to take the first term in the first one, multiply it to everything in the second. So we have x times x squared, which is x to the third, x times negative 2x, so negative 2x squared, and x times 1, which is 1x. Then you take the second term, do the same thing. So we have 2 times x squared, so 2x squared, 2 times negative 2x, negative 4x, and 2 times 1, which is 2. Find your like terms. So we have a negative 2x squared and a positive 2x squared. We have a positive x and a negative 4x. Let's write down what we have here. We have x to the third. Negative 2x and positive 2x becomes 0. X minus 4x is negative 3x plus 2. All right, so polynomial area. Polynomial area works exactly the way that we were doing perimeter before, except instead of finding perimeter, we're finding area. So the length of a rectangle, or the area of a rectangle, is length times width. So we're going to take the length, which is 4x plus 1, times the width, which is 2x minus 3. And then look at that. It looks just like what we were doing in the last step. We take the first term times both. So we have 8x squared. 4x times a negative 3 is a negative 12x. Then we distribute the second term to both. So 1 times 2x is a positive 2x. 1 times a negative 3 is a negative 3. Add your like terms. So we get 8x squared minus 10x minus 3. And that is our area. So for a triangle, not any more difficult. It's just that we have a different formula to use. So the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, the base is 2x plus 2, the height is 2x plus 2. Okay, I don't want you to worry about the 1/2 yet. Let's go ahead and distribute. We'll do the 1/2 at the end. So that's 2x times 2x, which is 4x squared. 2x times 2, which is 4x. Then we take the second term times both. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 2 is 4. Let's fix that because that looks like a 12. There we go. Add your like terms. So we have 4x squared plus 8x plus 4. Now don't forget, that we still have this 1/2 in the front. So now we distribute the 1/2 to each term. 1/2 times 4x squared is 2x squared. 1/2 times 8x is 4x. Doesn't want to be positive. There we go. 1/2 times 4 is 2. Okay, we're going to work the rest of these in class. If you have questions, make sure you write them down. Go ahead and start on your practice problems. Remember, you're going to do the odds, and then you'll do all of them on the review problems.